Hey, good morning all. This is your man Levon. This is Levon Says, and welcome back to your Wisdom on Wednesday, you dig? Today we're going to talk about abomination. What abomination is and what God considers abomination, you dig, on this Word on Wednesday. Leave in the comments down below, what do you think abomination means? You dig? And I don't mind if you look it up because we're going to talk about it. But you should at least have a definition of what an abomination is, or what it's considered an abomination. You dig? So we're going to break it down and we're going to get into it. But before we do that, please remember to like this video, share this video, subscribe to the channel. That's most important. It only takes a few seconds. And share this video on all your platforms, right? Hit that bell notification so you're always notified whenever I upload a video during the week. So now that we got that out the way, let's get into this definition of an abomination. You dig? So the definition of abomination is extreme. So let me put that out there. Let me say that first. It is extreme disgust and extreme hatred. You dig? You know, this is not a normal disgust when, somebody just, you're mad at somebody, or you're upset, or you're just disgusted by something or an action, right? But abomination is not just disgust or hatred, which still is a very strong word. Abomination means extreme disgust and hatred, like the type of disgust that makes you say, do not mention that word or that person to me ever again. I don't want to even hear their name in my presence. That's what abomination means, right? So when God says in scripture that this is an abomination unto him, or this is an abomination to him, that's what he's saying. He's saying, this is not just something that I don't like. This is not just something that, angers me. This is something that I extremely am disgusted and hate. God hates sin. He's extremely disgusted with sin. But there are some other things that he specifically says in his word that is an abomination. You dig? And so we're going to talk about a few of those. But why am I talking about that on this Wisdom on Wednesday? Because if we exercise some wisdom, right? If we exercise some wisdom and not walk according to our pride, which God says in Proverbs 16 is an abomination to him. Pride. When we walk around prideful, in our pride, letting the pride get the best of us, God hates that. That is an extreme disgust to him. When we are walking in our pride and allowing our pride to dictate instead of allowing his spirit to dictate. That's an abomination, man. He hates that, bro. For real. Is there somebody, or is there something in your life that you can say that's an abomination to you? Is there something that you can say that you extremely are disgusted or hate? That's an abomination to you, whatever that thing may be, right? But now you have a clearer definition and a clearer picture of what an abomination is. Think of a scale, right? You know how you go to weigh yourself on the scale, and everybody's been on the scale, and you go get on the scale, and it tells you one thing, it's a readout, right? And then you say, wait a minute, something got to be wrong. Let me step off and let me get back on, right? Why do you do that? Because you think the scale is unbalanced. You think something's off, something's wrong with it, needs to be zeroed out, or whatever the case is, right? You think it's a unbalanced scale, right? It's not balancing correctly. It's not giving you the accurate reading. Well, it's the same thing with God, right? He says an unbalanced scale is an abomination. when you're not balanced, when you're not evenly balanced, you're off kilter. You're not on point. You know what I'm saying? And so it's the same thing. When you are a scale, imagine yourself, when you're not in balance, when your decision making isn't balancing with what you're actually doing or you're trying to do. An unbalanced scale, we can be that. When things in our life is out of balance, that's an abomination. That God hates that. He really has an extreme disgust when we are not balanced. You dig? Do you really understand what it means to be out of balance? Right? Okay, so think of it like this, right? Think about like a washing machine. We all have washing machines. And if you put too much in that washing machine on one side, then when it starts to wash, you're going to hear this, the water's going to be off. And then when it goes to rinse and spin, you're going to hear this. Why? Because it's out of balance. Okay, let's take your car when you're driving. If your tires are not balanced, your car is going to be riding to one side, or you're going to feel this. Why? Because your tires are out of balance, right? Let's take another example. Let's take your health, for example, right? Good morning. So if your health is out of balance, then your organs are not going to function properly. You're not going to have a good circulation system, right? Your immune system's going to be all jacked up. You're going to be getting sick all the time, and you're going to wonder why you can't lose weight and all these different things, right? Because your diet is out of balance. You're not taking in a balanced diet, and it's throwing your body out of whack. Okay, give you another example, right? Your mind. When your mind is out of balance, you can't focus. You forget a lot of things. You go to do one thing and you wind up thinking about something else, or you wind up not doing any of it altogether. Why? Because your mind is out of balance. Your mind is not focused, right? How do you get into balance? By focusing on the Word of God, by taking some time out to pray, by meditating on good reports and not a bunch of bad reports, by giving, okay, by loving. These things help to keep your mind balanced, right? And if you have a healthy, balanced mind, then you're going to have a healthy, balanced body. You're going to have a healthy, balanced life. You dig? That's what being a balanced scale is all about, not an unbalanced scale. Well, what about people that are in business? If you have a business, no matter what your business is, whether it's in retail or manufacturing or, wholesale, whether it's a corporation, if your business practices are not legit, if your business policies are not fair and equal, you're out of balance, and your business is not prospering like it could, or it's not doing as well as you expected. Why? Because you're out of balance, right? That's an abomination in God's eyesight. When our prayer life is not balanced with our giving, with our witnessing, with our just daily acknowledgement of Him and giving Him time. When we are out of balance and we're not balanced in our life, we're an abomination. Peep that. Just think about that. Are you out of balance? Do you feel like things are out of whack in your life? Do you feel like, things aren't where they're supposed to be? Like it's a drastic shift, right? It's a drastic shift. You're real heavy over here, but then you're light over here, and you're not sure how to balance it out. You're an unbalanced scale, right? When you're so heavy over here on focusing on trying to make money, but over here you're real light in your giving and your charitable contributions. When you're so heavy over here trying to be the authoritative figure and the heavy and the one with the power and making decisions, but then over here you have an extreme low listening level and you can't take criticism or instruction. You dig? When your sole focus is to make so much money, you know, and to have this and to have all these material things, but over here your spirit is depleted and broke and you're lacking, and that's an unbalanced scale. That's an abomination to God. He hates that. Extreme disgust, right? So how do we get imbalanced? Start praying. Just start with 5 minutes a day. Then kick it up, you know, maybe the next week to 10 minutes a day. And then How do you get imbalanced? Reading your word on a daily basis. It don't have to be no long, you know, whole chapter, or, you know, it could be several, it could be one verse. And you commit that verse to memory all day. You just repeat it, and you commit that verse to memory, right? Because then what you're doing is you're getting yourself back in balance. Why? Because you're lining yourself up with the word, right? That's what we're supposed to do. Line ourselves up with the word so that we can be in line. So when God speaks, we can hear, and then we can move. And then everything that we do, we're doing according to him, right? We're doing it for him. Everything that we do, let it be done unto the Lord. Because then we're balanced. We're hearing from God. We're doing what God says do, the way he wants us to do it, when he wants us to do it, how he wants us to do it. Now we're in balance. You dig? So just remember, Wisdom on Wednesday. Today's word is abomination. And now that you know what an abomination is, don't be that. Don't be abomination in God's eyesight. You dig? Don't be abomination in anybody's eyesight, right? We're not here to be disgusting to people. We're not here to be, you know, extremely hated to people. We're here to bless people. We're here to testify to people. We're here to show the light of Christ to people. You dig? Not be an unbalanced scale. Listen, this is your man, Levon. This has been Levon Says on your Wisdom on Wednesday. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. I hope that this message resonates with you and that you can share this with someone else about being an unbalanced scale and an abomination in God's eyesight. That's not what we want. You dig? Remember, Lamelli E, man, love, uplift, motivate, inspire, learn, laugh, encourage, and enlighten. LamelliE.com. Please share this video. Let's get this video to at least 100 likes. Let's get the subscribers up to 1,000 subscribers, and hit that bell notification so you're always notified upon my weekly upload. This is your man, Levon, and I'm out. One love.